The scenic KALRO Valley in Elgeyo, Marakwet County. The magically laid out fault steps, steep escarpments and valleys covered with acacia vegetation paint a magnificent picture. From this view, you will be forgiven to think that nothing much happens down below when it comes to matters farming. A closer look reveals that farming is mostly small scale, with maize taking precedence. Yields are very meager and most of it is used for consumption. The surplus is sold, but earning the farmers very little money to go by. According to the county's agricultural chief officer, Mr. Edwin Serone, communities here are yet to embrace crop diversification. This means that malnutrition is also on the rise, especially for the reproductive age groups, including pregnant and lactating women, infants and young children.
Initially, traditional farming here in the county, people and also Rift Valley at large, people believe in cultivation of maize. That's a traditional crop. We've gone ahead from the support from Harvest Plus and going to seek advisories with KALRO, Kenya, Kitale branch. We realized that there are certain technologies, there are certain crops that can do well, which have already a ready market in the country, like the sweet potatoes, like these beans, that is nyota beans, which is also making people change their lives in this community. It grows in less than 60 days. Yeah, and people harvest and take it to the market. So the technologies that we received, the advisories from the KALRO, we realized that we need to change our mindsets, our farmers in this region, so that they may diversify on different value chains in terms of crop development in this county, whereby the crops, they do crops as a business. They do farming as agribusiness. They don't do it for food consumption alone. And also, the advantages of these crops, that is the beans and the sweet potatoes, it also improves our nutrition status of our children and even our lactating mothers in the county.
It is against this background that Elgeyo Marakwet County inked a deal with several partners, including the Kenya Agriculture and Livestock Research Organization KALRO, Harvest Plus and World Vision to boost community health and financial stability through agriculture. This was through a 50 million Kenya shilling project dubbed ENRICH.
Ensuring that farmers have access to a staple crop, because bean is a staple crop. It's a crop that farmers would consume at any one point during the year. Rich or poor, in this country, bean is consumed across the board. The same thing with the biofortified sweet potato. They are rich in vitamin A. Again, vitamin A is a public health problem in this country. Meaning, again, ENRICH, and working in partnership with KALRO, we are making a contribution towards reduction of vitamin A deficiency.
Biofortification is the process of increasing the density of vitamins and minerals in a crop through conventional plant breeding or agronomic practices. Rigorous research has shown that regular consumption of biofortified crops generates measurable improvements in nutritional status. The project aims to reach 30,000 farm households with biofortified foods, including high iron and zinc-rich beans and orange-fleshed sweet potato, rich in vitamin A. Since the project inception in 2018, KALRO has been responsible for bulking seed beans, training bean seed multipliers and producing early generation seed.
In our country, farmers have been for a long time using farm-saved seed. Farm-saved seed is seed you grow, or you go to the market and pick, and you grow, and you plant again. However, our studies show that the use of certified seed will significantly impact on the yields of beans in our country. For example, the use of farm saved seed might give that particular farmer maybe 1 bag of beans, a bag of 90 kilograms. But the use of certified seed will give that farmer at least 4 bags and sometimes as much as 10 bags. And this is under common farmers. Allow me to use the word common, meaning I'm not talking about high level, high technology farmers, but farmers who you will be seeing one of them who have within their capacity, their income, that they're able to produce enough grain. I feel that this is very, very important. It's a very important message to turn our farmers to start using certified seed. When this project began, we were approached by Harvest Plus, and you have heard them speak, to see if we could avail seed of high iron bean to farmers. By then, there was hardly any seed. In fact, the seeds that were there had just been released. Amongst them was the Nyota variety, Meta, Faida, and Angaza. Additionally, we found that farmers had gone to Uganda, or marketers had gone to Uganda and found a variety called Punda and Saitoti, and they brought to Kenya, and farmers liked it, and people were producing it and eating it. In this country, you cannot just farm grain and sell it as seed. It's against the Seeds and Plant Varieties Act. And so, therefore, we were given the task of turning Punda and Saitoti into commercial products. In order for it to be a commercial product, it has to be cleaned, it has to be bulked, it has to be tested in various locations, and it has to go national performance trials under the supervision of KFIS.
The ENRICH project has been able to achieve the following. It has been able to distribute 65 metric tons of high iron bean seed to plant on 3,250 acres within Elgeyo Marakwet County. This seed was distributed by World Vision to approximately 20,000 beneficiaries distributed throughout the county. These beneficiaries include women, lactating mothers, and households with toddlers below 2 years. KALRO has trained and contracted 200 seed multipliers to produce bean seed. 15 agricultural extension officers and 67 farmer trainer of trainers were trained on farmer field schools methodology to facilitate 67 field schools. These field schools, with a membership of 1,000 farmers, will train the members on good agronomic practices in high iron bean grain and orange flesh sweet potato tuber production. Special topics on nutrition and maternal health will be offered by the Department of Health through the community health workers recruited through the ENRICH project.
Tulienda huko Chepteba tukafunzwa kuhusu ukulima, mambo ya ukulima. Ndiposa nikakuja form group ya 15 members. Tukaanza sasa kupanda marakwe na viazi vitamu. Lakini sisi tulichoose marakwe. Naona ni mzuri. Mea mzuri, na ninashukuru kwa walimu ambaye walitufunza huko Chepteba wa KALRO na agriculture.
There's no organization really that can be able to change lives in a big way unless they are working with several partners. And so I really appreciate our partners. I appreciate the donor funding that we have received for this purpose. Also, just to, as I talk of the funding, I want to also encourage the county governments to also put in some money to make sure that these technologies go out, and as they do, whether it is crops, whether it is livestock, they can seek us in KALRO, they can come to our offices, they can call us. We are open, we have no restrictions for anybody seeking information, and we can guide them which institute they can be able to get that detail, or even a scientist. And so we want to encourage actually the population in Kenya, the people to be seeking us to get these technologies, because we have them for the various crops, and so, and even the various livestock, whether it is dairy, whether it is beef, whatever you want, whether it is indigenous chicken, we also have all that, all these technologies which we have developed in KALRO. And we have very able scientists, many PhD holders, people who have done a lot of work. And so it will be good that they seek us because we have the technologies. If we continue with the old technologies, because that's what also we have found, we find farmers continue with the same old technologies. Technologies, just like human beings, they age. Like now I cannot run like a 16-year-old. It's the same with the technologies we have. So farmers need to come out of the old technologies, embrace new ones which keep on coming, which we keep developing to improve their lives, to improve their production, to improve their productivity.